This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. Born on this date in 1926, civil rights leader Ralph Abernathy of Linden. Today, let's talk about some Birmingham homicide stats that are actually better than we're used to seeing. Also, an update on Hanceville Police, why some of you were seeing smoke yesterday, and awards that are coming in for Auburn men's basketball. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. A lot has been said of Birmingham's record 152 homicides in 2024, and understandably so. It's caused incalculable heartbreak, inspired changing of police strategy, and will certainly be an issue in this year's mayoral campaigns. But here are a few more numbers to help update that story, maybe round it out a little bit. We know that one person has been arrested and charged in 11 of last year's killings. With that, authorities have filed charges in around 60% of the 2024 homicides, reports AL.com's Carol Robinson. Now, that's far better than 2023's 38%. And now, just over 2 months into a new year, homicides are down 27% so far. And there were 23 consecutive days during this year during which no homicides were reported in Birmingham at all. Interim Police Chief Michael Pickett believes that being able to hold more people accountable has affected this year's lower homicide numbers. Quote, "I think it makes them think twice before they choose to commit a crime," he said. Now add to that this year's arrest rate. In the 16 homicides so far this year, according to Pickett, arrests have been made in 12. Well, following recent arrests of the Hanceville police chief, 4 officers, and the wife of an officer on corruption charges, the Hanceville City Council voted Monday to hire a new chief and rebuild the department, reports AL.com's Howard Koplowitz. One of the main allegations is that several officers had access to the evidence room and are suspected of helping themselves to the evidence. Coleman County DA Champ Crocker announced that an audit of the evidence locker showed that a handgun, more than 200 grams of methamphetamine, dozens of pills, and half a gram of heroin were among the missing items. Crocker said security footage shows people going in and out of the room using a broomstick through a hole in the wall to let themselves in. Filling in the gap to police Hanceville is expensive by small-town standards. Now, Coleman County Sheriff Matt Gentry said they're using off-duty deputies making overtime to cover Hanceville. He said that cost is coming to $25,000 a month. If you've been seeing a large amount of smoke over the past day in northern to central Alabama, it's probably not another wildfire, but a really big prescribed burn, reports AL.com's Ruth Servant-Smith. It's mostly affected a swath across Winston, Walker, and Jefferson counties. USDA Forest Service Federal Fire Management was burning 780 acres in the Bankhead National Forest on Monday. The USDA issued an alert that said the smoke was expected to drift to the southeast, and it did, blowing across the Birmingham area. These burns, of course, clear vegetation and dead wood in the forest. Remember that during last year's drought, dead and drying woods provided fuel for numerous wildfires over the summer. Over the past couple years, more dead wood has accumulated due to the wave of pine beetle across the South. And accolades have started to come in for Auburn men's basketball. Of course, Auburn is the regular season SEC champion. On Monday, the SEC's head coaches voted Janae Broome the Conference Player of the Year, and Bruce Pearl was named SEC Coach of the Year. Broome averaged 18.6 points and 10.6 rebounds a game this season. He pumped in 34 points in an overtime loss to Alabama in the season finale. And how about that Auburn-Alabama series this season? The Tigers won a number 1 versus number 2 matchup with the Tide in February, and then the Tide upset the Tigers in the finale. People always call it the Iron Bowl of basketball, but at this rate, you might also have to make that November ball game the Iron Bowl of football, just to be clear. This has been a big deal this year. Broome's only the third player in Auburn history to be SEC Player of the Year, after Charles Barkley in 1984 and Chris Porter in 1999. For Pearl, it's his 4th time as the league's Coach of the Year. He's won the award twice with Auburn and twice with Tennessee. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. We'll be back here bright and early in the morning, and we expect to have Bill Bubba Bussey from the old Rick and Bubba radio show right here with us to talk for a while about his new podcast and some other things. Hope to see y'all then. Meantime, y'all come by and see what we're doing on the internet anytime you want to at al.com.